Well, good morning, Linux users. Did you know that Linux is a detergent? No, seriously, you guys think I'm joking. Linux is a detergent. I think this is from Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they have a family of Linux cleaning products. You have a choice of three flavors: blue, pink, or green. I like the pink. So all you Arch users who have bugs in your system, you can now clean out your system with Linux dishwashing or detergent liquid. Also comes in a powder from Switzerland. This is for real. So, hey, Linux is for everybody, right? Literally. Well, good morning, my Linux friends. Hope all is well for this Saturday morning. I have a few minutes before I start my day and do what I have to do. Thought I would share with you some fun Linux facts. I forgot to do this last night during the live Thank Toss. It's Friday. Sometimes I forget. What can I say? I hope all of you are doing well. I'm just chilling this morning, listening to some of my dad's tunes, as I usually do to start my day. Sunny day today, but it's cold. I might go see the Bond flick tonight. No time for Linux. I mean, no time to die. But yeah, Linux is a detergent for real. Did you know that Linus Torvalds, the father of modern day Linux, he turned down an offer from Steve Jobs, an offer from Apple, former CEO, Apple CEO Steve Jobs. He turned down the job from Steve Jobs. This was back in, I'm going to say around 2000, 2001. I guess Linux didn't need the money, or he did not want to work for Apple. I'm not sure what the reasons why he turned it down. I wasn't there. But this is true. So just some fun Linux facts. Did you know that the Tux mascot, or the symbol for Linux, which is the penguin called Tux, was named after Linus? This is true. Apparently, somebody thought this up back in the mid-90s to use Linus, the L, and Unix, UX, and use the letters T, UX, Tux. And you guys thought it was short for tuxedo. Really? Your tuxedo is powered by Linux. Really? This I gotta see. But yeah, this is true. I wouldn't mind wearing a tuxedo when I do the live shows. It'd be kind of expensive and kind of silly to do a show on Ubuntu wearing a tuxedo. Anyway, true story. Some other Linux fun facts. The military, U.S. military, uses Red Hat Linux. I'm not sure why. Hats off to the military, I guess, for using Red Hat. I'm not sure what kind of contractual agreements they have or anything, but yeah. The U.S. military, at least part of it, is powered by Red Hat Linux. So there you go. Did you know that all of the world's 500 supercomputers is powered by Windows 11? No, I'm just kidding. I love Windows 11, by the way. Well, it's powered by Linux. Yeah. So there you go. My sense is because of security. Linux is highly secure. Not to be confused with privacy, but yeah. So all of the top 500 supercomputers of the world are powered by Linux. As well they should be. Pardon me while I grab a quick drink of water. Anyway, so there's your fun Linux facts for this quick Good Morning Linux. Let me go ahead and jump in the chat real quick. This was unscheduled. I don't expect anybody here as I go to the chat. Nobody in the chat. Okay, fine. Be that way.
You're not being respectful to the Linux family. When you're in the chat watching, you need to say hello and show some respect, okay? Don't let me call Guido in Sicily.
Anyway, I'll wait another minute or two. If there's anybody out there who wants to say hello, please do. And if you want to wear your tuxedo while watching this, be my guest. Oh, man. Who knew that there was a detergent named Linux in Switzerland? My friend Sven told me. No, that's not true, but Anyway, yeah, there is a detergent called Linux, so you can clean all your Linux bugs in Arch. Well, hello, Low Spec Linux is in the house. Very good. Welcome. One second. Needed another drink. Paul is in the house. Good morning, sir. Well, Paul has a question, wondering what I think about Windows 11 and the TPM requirements. Okay. In my brief 1-month test, Paul, of Windows 11 as a full install, okay, not a virtual machine. I know a lot of you say, well, you can't really test a system in a virtual machine. Well, you can, but a full test has to be a full install. Totally agree. Paul, Windows 11 works fantastic in my 10-year-old dual-core Lenovo. It's faster than GNOME Linux. As far as the TPM requirements, it's for security reasons. I completely understand. My computer does not have TPM2, Paul. I was able to still install Windows 11 through a hack in the registry. As per Microsoft, I guess they are allowing you to install Windows 11 in a non-certified official machine. They don't recommend it, but it can be done. So to answer your question, Paul, Windows 11 is great. As far as the TPM requirements, well, look, if you're going to buy a new computer, chances are it has TPM2, right? And supposedly it helps with security. I'm all for that, but I believe that Windows 11 is the tech story of the year because I did not expect Windows 11 to be that fast. It's faster than Linux. Who knew? So I think Windows 11, so far, Paul, it works fine. Now, time will tell. Months ahead, after doing multiple updates, will it, crash the system or do anything wonky or, or do anything silly? I don't know. Time will tell. So we'll see. Give me one second. I'm going to turn down my dad's music here. Just a tad. There we go. Good morning, Spin. How are you? All right, so Paul also asked, what do I think of GNOME 41 and its features? Paul, I'll be honest. I recorded a video yesterday, and I will talk about GNOME. GNOME is a disaster. It is one of the most unfriendly desktop environments ever created by the Linux community. It's been in development 10 years, 2011. Vanilla, plain GNOME, not with the tweaks or extensions, is not user-friendly. Especially for beginners. And I don't get it. You would think after 10 years there would be massive improvements in usability and functionality. It's yeah, I don't know what else to say, Paul, but I will still recommend anything that's stable. Ubuntu is stable, so I'll recommend it. Unfortunately, it has the default GNOME desktop. Give it a choice between GNOME, Ubuntu, and Windows 11. Just take Windows 11. It's going to be a lot more user-friendly. So those are my quick thoughts on the GNOME desktop. Yeah, low-spec Linux likes XFCE. I think Ubuntu maybe should have chosen XFCE for their desktop environment. Or Mate. Or Cinnamon or something else. But, man. Every time I download a new version of Ubuntu, which looks great, by the way, I have to install tweaks and extensions and this and that. Why? Can you imagine if after installing Windows 10 or 11, you had to install other stuff to make it more user-friendly? Windows would be the laughingstock of the world, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts on the GNOME desktop. Any other questions? Okay. Paul uses SUSE Linux, GNOME with tweaks, or XFCE. Yeah, that's the key thing there, GNOME with tweaks. Between the two, I would probably use XFCE. It's going to be faster, and you won't need to install any tweak extensions that could possibly break the system, right? But yeah, GNOME with tweaks. Take a look at Zorn OS 16. has done a fantastic job with the GNOME desktop. Pop! OS isn't bad either, if you must use Genome, as I like to call it. But yeah, the GNOME desktop after 10 years, extremely disappointing. So, and maybe we'll talk about that. We'll make that the feature subject on a weekend on why GNOME sucks. So, Daniel is in the house. Good morning, sir. Daniel likes GNU Step. I don't know what that is, Daniel. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I have Ubuntu installed on a test laptop that originally had Windows Vista, believe it or not. It still works. It's kind of beaten up after all these years. But I have Ubuntu installed on that one. It's kind of slow. You know, I do have the tweaks installed in the latest Ubuntu. So it's functionable after the tweaks, but it's not something I could use every day. It would just drive me nuts. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just singing to my dad's tune. Desktop environment based off next step is GNU Step. Got it. Okay, thank you, Daniel. Paul was wondering why Linux desktops are not getting ADA approval. The desktop I only heard that had ads accessibility approval was GNOME. That I have no idea, to be honest, Paul. Yeah, that I don't know. I didn't know that was the case. That is somewhat unusual. But yeah. Yeah, Fedora's flagship desktop is also with GNOME. I haven't touched Fedora in a while. Once again, if I had to pick GNOME desktop, Zorin or Pop! OS, I forget the rest. Yeah. Of course, Pop! OS is based here in the United States. Good for them. Anybody else? Any other questions? And we'll wrap this up for this quick Good Morning Linux. It's funny because I still have to take a shower, so maybe I'll just use some Linux soap from Switzerland. Isn't that cool? I use Linux, and I also use Linux detergent. Actually, I don't. Maybe I should order some. See how much it would cost to have Linux detergent shipped from Switzerland. Why not? Is there anything else? So make sure you try your Linux detergent in blue, pink, and green, or teal. I used to have a Pontiac Grand Prix, that color there to the far right that you see, that teal Linux detergent color. I used to have a car that color. Seriously, way back when in my Florida days. Yeah. Yep. I wonder if they actually use Linux operating systems there in Switzerland besides Linux detergent. I don't know. If anybody from Switzerland watches this, please let me know. So that's why Linux is famous, because of detergents. Duh. Anyway. All right, guys. This was fun. Thank you for this quick Good Morning Linux. Linux is a detergent. It's fun as always doing these random live chats. Yeah, to catch people who don't normally get a chance. I think, Paul, it's been a while since you jumped in the chat, or Daniel, but awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions to keeping these live shows going all this year. Anyway. Yes. Low spec Linux laptop says cleans Windows right out of your machine. Oh, so that's what the small print says on the box. I couldn't read it from here. Man, you have really good eyes, low spec. But a bump bump. Very good. If you haven't already, check out last night's Thank Toss. It's Friday. It was about an hour and a half chat. Some jokes thrown in there, here and there, some one-liners. We had some fun. I wish we would get more people to chime in. I know it's been rough the last year and a half with this freaking pandemic. I'm sick of it. Anyway, stay well out there. Stay healthy. Enjoy your Linux. Enjoy whatever you use for that matter. I'll catch you on the next one. You guys know how to reach me, so I'll just say arrivederci.